Welcome to the Hold My Spot podcast. My name is Ethan.
And I'm Matt.
We go to concerts, tell you all about it. I got it that time.
You did get it that time. I'm so proud.
You had no faith in me, all right?
Let's just keep going.
Well, it's not typical that we go to the concert and then we talk about it.
Yeah.
But we're days removed.
We are. We are now a week past our last show. Well, I went to a show in between, but
Wow.
I know. Gotta throw that out there.
You cluttered your headspace.
I know.
Like, how will you even talk
It's not a
about
problem.
blink-182 stop in Cleveland on May 16th,
That's
2023, a day etched in
It's going to
history.
be a core life memory for me because in one of our other videos, we're talking about our top bands, and blink-182 is definitely there for me. They've been a formulative band. They were the first CD that I bought at Walmart way back when.
Not a Kmart guy?
No, that was Walmart. I vividly remembered it was that. What was that other? I forget the name of the album, but it was Korn. And I think those are the only two I bought that day. But
Wow, big
yeah,
day.
I know, right?
Wait
Well,
a
that's
minute.
when CDs were $25
So
a piece.
Enema of the State
Enema
and
of the
Korn's
State.
1999
Yeah,
offering.
which I don't.
Which was
Is that
that?
the one where the
that's-
little
that's
girl is
post-
skipping on the hopscotch or whatever?
I don't know, but it's post
Over the
Freaking the
Cliff.
Leash. 'Cause that album came out in '98 with Freaking the Leash and the other big song,
Yeah.
Blind. I'm so blind.
I don't remember which one exactly it was, but
I'm glad that this was a core memory for you because you don't have many left.
it's true.
How many more of these are going to be forming?
Those last two brain cells are really hanging on.
On the back nine?
Yeah.
You're like, no, I'll walk. Seriously, man, we got the car. I'll walk. I'm going to savor this.
Time is dwindling down.
But it really is, though. Like, not that, sorry. I already,
Matt, you're gonna die tomorrow if you're
I was transitioning into saying it really is a core memory for both of us, but how that came out.
Yeah. Ethan's just gonna drop me off at the home.
Yeah, I mean, I cleared up the back seat for you.
Yeah.
I got the walker.
All right, let me get my walker.
I mean, here's the thing, like, after the concert the other day, I was in way worse shape than you were. You took
That's
it like a
true.
young man in his prime,
That's true.
and I thought I was going to die that night.
I was like a teenager again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
young and spry, transported back to a Walmart in
Grandma, are you
1999.
spry?
So,
Yeah.
shall we set the stage of the day?
Yeah, we had a day. It was a great day. We have dubbed it Blink-182 Day.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know if anybody else was calling it that, but
but clearly it needed to be called that. So yeah, we met up, we went downtown, went to the flats, had lunch, had a great mini episode that we filmed there that we have not yet posted. We're a little delayed this week,
little
Uh,
delayed.
but yeah, had some lunch there on the banks of the Cuyahoga River that was not on fire.
No,
And
don't even make the joke.
I know.
All right.
It's so
No, not you.
So
I'm talking to them.
cliche.
It's hacky.
It is
All
hacky.
right. You need a new bit. You
I
need,
can
you need to
say it
subvert this. You're
because
better
it's-
than that.
It's my joke. It's our joke.
Right.
It's Clevelanders' joke. We can say it.
I make fun of Matt because he's my fellow podcaster. He's not
That's
yours.
right.
He's untouchable to
It's
you.
permissible.
Only I can touch him.
No.
Sorry.
That came out wrong.
I can't even open a screw top
Anyway.
with my hands. Maybe I'm the one that's rapidly aging. I just had to. That was
The
embarrassing.
Blink-182 show is the film of youth for me.
You've been thriving ever since. I'm just withering away.
I'm reverse Benjamin. No, I am Benjamin Buttoning. You're reverse Benjamin Buttoning, which is actually just aging.
Yeah, but I like the one with more syllables
That's
better.
right.
So yeah, we did start the
Does
day in the
anybody
flats.
get that reference anymore?
Benjamin Button?
Yeah. That's
Oh.
the thing, right?
Are you saying that reference has aged
I mean,
rapidly?
Oh,
It could start reverse
Is
aging
that-
today.
is that the Inception?
No,
reference?
it's like Tenet, where you walk through the turnstile, foreshadow, and then you
I see
go
what you mean
backwards in time. That's what's happening with the Benjamin Button reference. It was aging, and now it's de-aging because we're
Yeah.
bringing it back.
Yeah. That's an old movie now.
I guess was that that was the teens though? That wasn't the
Do you think
aughts.
that was the teens? I don't know.
It was either tail into the
Like
aughts. Yeah,
10. I was like 10.
Yeah, it was fringe.
Yeah.
Which, when did the teens really even begin?
11 team.
11 teen?
Yeah, obviously. Or 12 team, maybe.
Yeah. Because there's always that residue from a previous decade, you know what I mean? Like the 2000s don't begin until 9/11. Tuesday. Do you even remember? Was that a core memory for you?
Exactly where
Or were
I am.
you locked upstairs just listening to End of the State, watching the world just blow by?
That was the end of innocence right there.
Yeah.
Things got
Okay, Don
things
Henley.
sped up. Yeah, things sped up that day.
We won't get quite into the stories of where we all were.
We don't need to get into that.
and
That's not
9/11.
what this is about. This is about Blink-182 Day.
I thought we were the preeminent 9/11 podcast.
Yeah, right. So anyway,
In the flats.
in the flats, beautiful sunny day.
It was.
Drinking some cold microbrews. Nice
Well,
flatbread.
Not that we had a choice. I'm pretty sure I asked for a high noon, and they told me you can't do that.
Yeah,
Just one of those places where, and I love that places make their own beer like that. You can get whatever you want.
Well, they had a seltzer. I had
House-made
mixed berry, but it wasn't like those brewed ones where it tastes kind of sour and fermented. It was an actual seltzer.
Yeah,
It was like a White Claw seltzer.
I know the fermented ones you're talking about.
Yeah.
The ones that,
See, but I like those too.
like a grill line cook swish around his armpit in the back, and then he hands it to you.
Yeah.
He wrung it out. And I'm not a big fan, but it was good food there.
Great food. I was very happy with my flatbread.
And mind you, this is all happening May 16th. May 12th, I got all 4 of my wisdom teeth removed, which was a real scheduling snafu on my part. I'll take the L. I'll take the L on that. That wasn't
you didn't
super
let it affect
smart.
you too much. You just kind of refrain from the most crunchy food.
Yeah.
The crunchiest food.
Yeah, I was staying away from statty
Yeah.
food, real.
Yeah.
Stuff that would just
So you
stab.
ordered the burger.
Yeah, I ordered the burger, but that was like the most, you gotta understand, that's the most ambitious thing I had done since the previous
Since
Friday.
the Jello the day before.
Yeah, when they fucking ripped teeth out of my mouth. And
Yeah.
I have now 5 holes in my mouth, including my mouth. And the cheeseburger
Do you
from
include your mouth in that number?
it's a hole.
Yes, so.
Is it too meta say mouth is in my mouth?
Well, your mouth is your mouth. Your mouth's not
Wait,
a
is it 2 holes? Like there's a hole here and then your throat. Is that 2 holes or is that 1 hole?
I think it's 1 hole.
All right, fine. I'm not trying to pump up my
Semantics,
stats.
right?
So we have the burger. We have a great conversation about our favorite bands of all time. We find out some disturbing things about each other.
Yep, it's true.
I'd say
I'm
that we
shook
were
to this day. I'm
equally
shook.
disturbed by each other's answers.
Yeah, there was some real dark horses on that. But, from there we can just grow.
Yeah, we were feeling a little bit loose there. Our looseness grew. We headed up the hill
Yeah.
and we went to MGK's coffee shop.
Yeah, which some of the tastiest cocktails I think I've ever had.
The 27 Club?
27 Club, yeah. And we had 2 coffee espressos. I had like a coffee old fashioned and then a cold brew. I forget the name. One was called the Gunner. Oh, the other one was called the Screw You.
Yeah,
Not the Screw Me. It was the Screw You.
it felt like a screw you thing because you didn't get the actual original recipe, right?
For
there was
the Gunner,
there was
they
a
were
missing
out of-
ingredient.
Yeah, but it still was delicious. And the coffee liqueur, whatever infusion that they used was delicious.
You had what I essentially thought was a guy wakes up, he lives in a motel, and
Really painting a picture.
he brews a pot of coffee. And he finds a nearby bottle of bourbon. It's already been open. Like it's about this much left.
Yeah.
And then he just pours it in there and then he just drinks it as is. That's essentially, isn't that not what you got?
No, I wouldn't.
It was just-
I wouldn't say that.
It was just coffee and bourbon.
No, it wasn't. There was grapefruit.
What?
Yeah, there was brown sugar in it. It was good. It was delicious.
Not the lie.
If there wasn't, actually, it was the second cocktail that had ice in it. If there wasn't ice in that, I think I would have drank it 3 times as fast.
Yeah.
And then after those 2 cocktails, man, we were both feeling pretty good.
If we were loose on the way to the 27 Club, we were floating.
Yeah,
On the
that
way
place
out.
was crazy busy.
And we didn't realize why
Yeah,
until
we had no idea. We're like, don't these people have jobs? Like, I get people came down a little early for the concert, which was still like 4 hours later, but it was wall to wall.
Yeah, it was people on their lunch break because we were there at
Having a couple drinks on
like
the
3
lunch
o'clock. Yeah,
break. Yeah, it was probably about 3.
it just we couldn't piece it together. How are these people here? Are they college students? Who are they? And then we learned that one of the openers for Blink that night, Beauty School Dropout, BSD.
Yeah, they did like a fan meetup.
Yeah.
We had probably missed it by 20 minutes, a half hour maybe. It was right before we got there.
And we looked like we weren't there for it.
Yeah.
I feel like we stood out like a sore thumb because everybody there was like a 21-year-old girl.
And they were all a lot cooler than us too. Everybody was a lot cooler than us there.
I feel that way in most places I walk into.
That's also true, yeah.
But the espresso martinis were especially ripe.
They were
ripe.
Fantastic. And the other cool thing was, I don't know if you noticed on the wall behind us while we were there, they had a big poster of when MGK played this show at First Energy Stadium.
I didn't see that. August, yeah.
And we were there, and that was actually not our first concert together.
It was one of the few,
one of the first, yeah. And it was really cool to see that. Kind of brings it full circle.
Yeah. Our first stadium show together. Our only stadium show together.
This was a stadium show.
Arena
show. Yeah, which is a type of stadium.
Maybe that was our last stadium show together. Maybe this was our last arena show. Just depends on how this episode goes.
That's true. Yeah.
We'll just see how this goes.
Yeah, this is the make or break episode.
Yeah, people have been saying it for a long time. Yeah. So we make our way up the hill, like a large hill, a substantial hill.
It was a substantial hill, climbing up under the blue Detroit Bridge, climbing up underneath it.
Filming a video, not having a...
I'm probably out of breath.
Well, we can go check. We can go test that. Go watch our video of
it's up on Instagram.
Which Blink song matters most to you? Which we went. They got confused so many times. Like, what is this?
Is this our favorite Blink song? Or
is it the one I hate the most? The one that makes me want to stick my hand in a blender? No, the one that matters most. And I feel like we came to some fun conclusions. We had a collective answer on that.
Yeah, we did. We sort of picked amongst. We had three. We each chose 3 songs. Both of our picks were completely different. We did not have one overlapping song.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we ended up with Adam's song as our most meaningful, which there's a lot of meaning behind that song.
I mean, you, 1999,
yeah,
Walmart,
yeah,
buying Enema of the State,
yeah,
going home,
yeah, listening to it alone in my bedroom.
What do you think? Take me there.
I don't know.
What are you hiding?
There's nothing to hide.
It's all real.
It's all real. Yeah.
How do you feel that? I think probably in the same 60-day stretch, in 1999, I go to Kmart and I get Millennium by the Backstreet Boys.
So it's
big day for me. Maybe the biggest.
Wow. Yeah, that was your fork in the road.
I mean,
I have plenty of embarrassing music picks from when I was...
What? I don't know. What are you referring to? You're saying Enema of the State is embarrassing?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm
saying. Okay. So we're filming that video, not feeling self-conscious at all. Maybe we should have. But we were...
Well, I didn't even...
pupils dilated. We're feeling good.
At this point, we're like 4 or 5 drinks in. 2 pretty strong...
Yeah, 2 of those were loaded. Loaded.
Yeah. And where did we go after that? Oh, Harry Buffalo.
Yeah.
Then we walked down the street to Harry Buffalo, sat down at the counter, and had another drink there.
Yeah, there's like a theme here.
Yeah.
We were just really thirsty that day.
We were very thirsty. We both took the days off work.
Yeah.
Because we knew what we were in for.
We're pros.
Yeah. Got a little vacation time in the corporate world.
Just because you're a corporate hack doesn't mean that you also don't know how to work within the corporate system
and flourish, really.
Yeah. Oh, flourish. We did. Because that was our final stop before we were set to head off to the VIP.
It wasn't exactly our last stop.
Well, we thought it would
There was a bootleg stop.
It's true.
But the cool thing at Harry Buffalo, there were a lot of fans there. and you could tell everybody was there for the show. And then later, when we were in the VIP area, saw a lot of those same people from Harry Buffalo up there.
Yeah.
But then, since I took the day off, my brother did not. He met us at Harry Buffalo, had a quick drink, and then we went up to the gate and heard that things were running a little bit behind, not too much, 20 minutes or something. So Nick had brought along a little pregame.
Yeah.
So we took a little trip up to the car.
Not before we grabbed some monsters.
That's true.
There was there was a monster truck. It was
a monster truck.
Not like Gravedigger. Gravedigger. Sunday. You can buy a seat, but you only need the edge. Yeah,
Wow.
you guys topped off a little bit. I don't do the I don't do the brown liquid.
Yeah.
Just don't do the brown liquid. But we had a lively discussion about Taylor Swift.
I don't know if I remember all the details.
The details are here. I thought this was the core memory.
Yeah. I mean,
after Nick,
there's some edges that
Nick
a little fuzzy.
arrives downtown after keeping the economy afloat. Thank you for working that day while the rest of us got a little floaty in the flats. And then you guys have some brown liquid in a parking garage.
Yeah.
While Nick and I debate the merits of Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And then we killed some time there and were able to get back, and VIP line was forming.
Yeah. So we were able to get into the arena early. Got our commemorative the rabbit, which is pretty cool. Able to get merch before everybody else, which is also cool.
Is the rabbit cool?
I thought the rabbit was kind of cool.
Megan keeps asking me,
"Is this cool?"
Where she just keeps asking me
Ethan,
where I'm
Is this cool?
where I'm gonna put it.
And obviously, it's
which is like even more insulting.
Bedside stand.
So here's the problem. That's typically my move. I put it in the bedside. I put it in the nightstand drawer so she can't say anything.
Yeah, that's your drawer.
Yeah,
she has no dominion over that drawer, right?
Because she does not. That's my domain.
Yeah, that's it. Just this is your domain,
and that's all I got.
1 by 6.
So I put the VIP necklace thingy. It was on the floor where it should be, and she's like, "Where does this go?" I don't know. My domain.
Yeah,
she can't see.
That's right.
Nothing.
That's right.
And that's where I'm probably going to put that bunny. But here's the thing. I haven't come to that conclusion because I keep looking at that bunny and I was like, what is the deal with this bunny? What?
We still don't know exactly, other than it was something that it was Mark came up with, right?
Yeah.
He drew it early on, and now it's just sort of the mascot. But like, is there a meaning? Is there a meaning behind blink-182? The name, which we dove into in our second ever episode.
Oh, it's a good tease.
Yeah, so maybe check that one out.
Cheshire Kitty Cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but more on the bunny in a second. We'll talk a little bit about that. So VIP, like, we should probably mention that, like, we've never done that. I've never done that before. We're not just,
It was the most I ever spent on a concert.
Yeah, it was.
Well, not you. Well, I went to a concert outside of a festival.
Yeah. If you've gone to Taylor Swift with your wife,
that's not a festival, so that was your most expensive.
Yeah, if your spouse is Swiftie, there are expenses.
Yes.
But I had never. But even that being said, like, that was like sitting lower bowl. I never invested in a VIP ticket and all that entails.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of value there, I thought. I mean,
yeah, it was pretty cool.
Parking, food, early entry, early merch, so you're not standing in a 2-hour-long line.
Yeah.
Our seats were incredible. I mean, we were one row back next to the pit, closer than the first row of the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we'll post some videos of what we actually saw and some pictures, but I mean, we were right there, and none of those videos are really zoomed unless you see me zoom in mid-video. But like, we were very close.
Yeah. The merch thing, that was huge. Got our shirts. Very nice.
Commemorative Cleveland shirt.
Yeah, not having to wait in line. Like, we got it like in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
So quick. That may have been the most valuable part of it all. Like,
the most valuable part was having the opportunity to spend more money.
yeah, the fact that they let me do that.
And the food
So
was
thoughtful.
good in the VIP area.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a good assortment, wings and pizza.
It was. I wish I could have enjoyed it more, but
Yeah.
I was trying to be strategic all day with my mouth because I was still at a point where I had stitches in and I didn't want to do anything to just rip them out and have them fly in the air like a dove. I wanted to keep everything intact, but I also wanted to be an active participant in the day. I wasn't gonna like hold back. So like I'm eating the free, well, not free food. I wish I could say it was free.
it was free that day, previously paid for.
Right. I didn't have to pay any more
Yeah.
to have it. It's just like
It wasn't the opportunity to pay for more food.
I'm just like nibbling on the little pizza and the chicken wings, and then your brother Nick just shows up,
I
drops.
tried to capture him walking towards us from the buffet line with a picture because this plate was like stacked. I mean, I get it. He came right from work. He was hungry, but it was a shit ton of food.
It was unbelievable. Thought I was seeing things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sitting there and I'm starting to feel it a little bit. Like my face isn't feeling so great, but I'm just trying to stay focused on the task at hand. And then I look to my right and I swear I see a human-sized rabbit.
Yeah.
And I look back at my food, my little tray of chicken wings, and then Nick's giant tray of 12 slices of pizza. And I look back and there's no rabbit.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, well, clearly I'm not real.
It's your 6 drinks.
I've had 6 drinks. Either the rabbit's real or I'm not.
Maybe a little bit of both.
Maybe a little bit of both. But then when we went out to go look at the memorabilia stand, which wasn't super memorable.
Yeah, I get it was put together nicely in these display cases that look like equipment boxes. They're on rollers and everything, so they can bring them in and out pretty easily, fit them on an elevator, whatever. But I wish there was a little bit more. Like maybe there was like an individual case for each of the guys, and then like a combined case.
Mm-hmm.
And there was some cool stuff in there.
Yeah,
but nothing that was like, oh wow, really need to, look a lot closer.
Yeah, I really need to memorize this.
Oh yeah,
so
everybody looks younger.
Yeah. Wow. Then you see yourself in the reflection, and I'm really, ooh. And then, but we were over there, and I look to my right again, and I see this goddamn rabbit.
Yeah.
And it's real. There's just a human-sized rabbit walking around in this room. And then I think it was you big joker. You're like, we're gonna take a picture with this rabbit.
Oh yeah. It's for the podcast.
Totally. You just have a rabbit. You just have a rabbit. You have rabbits back there.
Rabbits everywhere.
You got a thing for rabbits. It's established. It was just like surreal. Like we're in this, and then a professional photographer shows up out of nowhere. Like he works for the Daily Bugle.
Right.
And he's like, would you want to get a picture with a rabbit? I was like, I don't even know if I'm real, but you can take a picture. You might not see anything where I am. It's just a silhouette.
But then by the time we went up and talked to him, the rabbit was already leaving again. To go take another break because they kept saying like it is just so hot inside of that rabbit costume. And so she would be out. We found out it was a girl that was in it, and she'd be out taking pictures for like 5 minutes and then take like a break for like 10.
And she'd go and
then 5 and then 10.
Go and like hyperventilate in a janitor's closet. Can I have the key? Can I have the key? That poor girl.
It's like a cut man in the right corner. They got the bags of ice. They're putting it all on her neck.
I'm not going to lie. There's a moment in the show later where I wish I had the key to that closet. But we did take a picture, and the rabbit's holding a carrot the whole time.
Yeah.
And I felt it felt personal.
Yeah, it was mocking you.
Yeah, because it's like, I can't eat anything crunchy right now. What are you trying to say?
Yeah.
But all in all, the rabbit was very nice. The human.
It was cool. Rabbit. Yeah. I thought they did a really nice job.
Yeah, VIP lounge was cool. That was actually first time being at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse.
It's been Rocket
Since it's been
Mortgage
renovated.
Fieldhouse for what, 3 years?
Yeah,
I mean, I haven't been to a Cavs game in 5 years.
they're not real to me. They're
I think
about as
the
real as
last-
that rabbit.
The last time I went to a Cavs game was when LeBron was on the team the second time.
That's a long time.
It's been a little bit.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
But it's looking really good. Post renovations.
Yeah,
Looking
it's
good.
Great space.
Good job, Dan.
Yeah.
Mr. Gilbert. So yeah, VIP space success as a whole. I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting anything
Maybe the
notable.
Horseshoe can sponsor us.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We'll double
Well,
our
not the
rate.
Horseshoe, the Jack. Oops. Edit that part out.
Wow. There.
Because we're definitely
That we are
sponsored.
so out. We are so out.
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
We're
The
the
Jack.
we're the preeminent apologize to future sponsors podcast. That's just what we do best.
So where were we?
I think we were ready to head down to the seats.
Yeah, we were. And I knew we had good seats. I knew it was like one kind of up. But when we walked down the tunnel and we keep going and going and going, and there's the floor, and we keep going and going, and we turn right, and we're like, 5 seats in. I mean, we were parallel with the stage on
Yeah.
the side. I mean, still kind of in the front a little bit, kind of.
Yeah, like imagine you're facing the stage and then off to the right, directly to the right of the stage is where you are if you're
Yeah.
facing it.
And with the pit area, we were maybe 10 people back total.
Yeah,
I mean, it was great.
it was. And is there anything better? Music, whatever, any live event, there's nothing better than bursting through the curtains and seeing it all.
Yeah.
The set,
It's a big
the
reveal.
crowd. It's the best part.
Yeah.
It's my favorite part
Because
of any live
you
event.
know you're in for something good.
Yeah. And it's just, how often do you see something like that? How often do you walk into a room that big? I mean,
Obviously,
we're homeowners.
when was the
We walk
last
into
time
rooms
last
sometimes, but do we walk into rooms that big?
burst in?
Yeah.
Not too often.
How often do you even burst into a room? For every 10 rooms you walk into, how many of them do you burst?
0 out of 10, I would
Jeez.
say.
So you're
0.25
you're-
rooms.
okay. 0.25. Not bad.
0.25 rooms.
I mean, you're not going to have a cup of coffee in the majors with that average, but
No.
yeah, but I mean, it's true. We lived corporate lives. We're not bursting into rooms, but it's pretty cool. You walk into this arena, and by that point, a lot of people were already in there,
Yeah.
ready to see the
I would
openers.
say early on, there was a good crowd.
Yeah, not everybody's in yet, because the openers, I don't remember how early they started playing.
I think right at 7.
So who was the first opener?
Beauty School Dropout.
Right, who we had just missed
We just
at the
missed.
27 Club.
And it was another one of those experiences for me where I had one of their songs saved in my liked songs on Spotify, and they start playing it, and I'm like, oh yeah.
I'm just starting to not believe you when you say this, and here's why. You just told me the other day, you're like, yeah, I mean, I listen to music, but I don't really hear it.
See, but here's how it works though. It'll just be on whatever shuffle, Spotify, the algo, whatever they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I'm just working in my yard or around my house, or kind of dazing as I'm driving to work or back. And sometimes that algorithm will pull something special. And I just feel it. It breaks me from my daze.
Just for you, little Matthew.
Just for me. And I'm compelled
Oh,
to now hit not the
Wow.
heart anymore, the stupid plus sign.
I'm
And then
not
there's
a
another
fan of that, by the way.
menu that you have to press. I want to hit one button, not 2.
I get what they're going for.
Yeah, it's a little
There's-
easier to categorize, but
There's got to be a way to have the best of both worlds. Because I also don't I used to love it when I would be looking at an album and then it would see which songs they've already hearted.
yeah,
You don't
Now
see
you
that
don't.
anymore.
I know.
What's the
I
deal?
know.
Stick the landing,
Yeah.
Spotify.
Get
Hey,
rid of the
Daniel
DJ.
Elk. Yeah. Daniel, get rid of the effing DJ. He sucks at his job.
Yeah, he
I know
does.
it's a tight labor market, but you can find better talent than this.
Yeah.
ZipRecruiter. Sponsor us?
Or if not, Indeed.com.
But yeah, you're always saying that, oh, I like this song. And I didn't even know it was
But that's
them."
what it is. I'll put it on my most liked songs,
And then you
I won't
you
listen to
black
it.
out.
Yeah,
You just be
I go
like,
back into my days, like the corporate zombie that I am.
back to computer.
And then it'll take a moment where I'm seeing a band live, and I'm like, oh.
You come to. Where am I? Who am I? Ah!
There it is. So yeah, it happened with them, and
I'm just lashing out because I'm jealous.
I know. Someday, my friend.
It did. Remember? Anti-Flag.
That's right. Anti-Flag.
Oh, it was such a good
Which
moment.
we never did the episode on Anti-Flag.
Yeah, we were burnt.
Yeah, we weren't burnt. We were totally exhausted.
We were punked out. That's why we went pop punking this night.
Yeah.
Well, Beauty School Dropout. How would you, if we're forced to, box them into a genre? Where do we want to box them in?
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
it was a little bit of. It had an 80s vibe to it. They were definitely aesthetically going for an 80s vibe.
Right, yeah. Leather pants, leather sleeveless vest.
There was a little bit of a hair metal vibe to it. But maybe that was more of the visual aesthetic to me. Sonically, though, I don't know if I could really say sonically they were going for that.
Alternative, mainstream, rock.
It just kind of felt like pop music dressed up with 80s hair metal timbre.
Yeah, it was kind of like not the same sound necessarily, but kind of like how Greta Van Fleet is, very nostalgic 70s rock, It's kind of what it reminded me of.
Yeah, it felt like they were trying
but with a more modern
exactly
sound.
Trying to transport you back in time in real time.
Yeah.
Keep you grounded in reality by having some modern flair, but also trying to remind you of a bygone era that probably for most people in the audience, like they definitely have like some remnants of like good memories. There was definitely a lot of 80s kids.
Oh yeah,
in the
for
crowd.
sure. I mean, there was some people around us. Actually, Tom called out that one lady. She was in our row on the other side of the aisle. Don't you remember?
Well, she was a mom in the 80s.
Yeah, probably. But she was just there like kind of stone faced. Like,
didn't she get called out?
Yeah.
Didn't Tom call her?
Tom called her out from stage.
Yeah.
So
sorry, for a second there, you said Tom, and you said it like so comfortably.
Yeah, Tom.
I thought you were referring to a guy that we ran into the crowd. That's how much it made it sound like you were on a first name basis with Tom DeLong.
Mark, and Travis.
I'm impressed. You had me going there for a second.
But it was hilarious because like I know that you can, the people on stage can see the people in the crowd. But that was quite a distance that he was able to call out this woman in front of 15,000 people in the arena.
Yeah. I wonder if she was one of his three. Like I know that for hacks like me, whenever you have to do any form of public speaking, you find a few people in the audience and you make them your focal point because they seem engaged, they make eye contact. It just keeps you like in a rhythm because you feel like you're talking to somebody, but it looks like you're talking to everybody because you find someone here, there. Maybe he had one person to his right, one person to his center, and he's like, lady, you got me.
Yeah.
And maybe she was like super with it. And then at a certain point, we're on dump weed.
She's just exhausted.
I'm
normally in bed by this time.
I got exhausted by bursting through that door. Yeah. Hey, lady, what are you were my third one.
It was hilarious.
What are you doing? Sorry, I'm distracted from Beauty School Dropout. They sounded good, I thought. Though they did run into the same issue that we'll talk about in a second with Turnstile.
Yeah.
It just felt like from an audio engineering perspective, it was hard to take in everything they were providing. It was hard to delineate between all the different sounds.
Yeah, a lot of the songs kind of blended together.
Yeah.
And that's all acoustic issues. I mean, that's not their fault. The songs I've heard on the album are good. So
yeah. And that's not like, I know some bands deliberately go for that. Like some bands, that is their thing, like noise rock, shoegaze. They're going for that. Yeah. I don't think that that's what, I think Beauty School Dropout, they probably go for a much more polished sound, I would imagine.
I would agree with that.
So
I think that's probably what they're going for.
I'm sure like they made some new fans that night.
Which I think, they're signed to Mark's label.
Yes. Which made a lot of, we're like, because they have
how it all goes.
Yeah, for sure. Because they had a decent following, but not as nearly as large as following as, say,
Right, but
Turnstile.
that's the point of them being on this tour, is to garner more fans.
Yeah, of course.
And become more popular.
Of course, I
and
would
that's
want to be
that's
sure.
how the MGK show was. It was all the people on Travis's label, right?
I wouldn't want to disturb Mark's corporate sensibilities.
Yeah,
I
we're
wanted
allowed
to
to
get
ride both waves, right?
I want to get a decent ROI on Beauty School Dropout.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed it. I think that they probably, like, if they did a tour after this big arena tour and they went to a place like Mayhall's or Grog or even Agora or something like
They
that.
can't go to Grog.
No?
They just wouldn't get booked there.
You don't think?
No.
Why?
Grog has a very specific aesthetic, and Grog doesn't, I don't know. Like, Grog, I feel like they would do so much before they sacrifice their principles.
I don't think they'd be sacrificing their principles by booking them there.
Beauty School Dropout?
Yeah.
It feels like the most Mahal's band I've ever seen. And maybe it's really not so much that. Maybe it's that turf war that we're aware of.
Yeah. More on that some other time.
Yeah. We could do a
Lines
whole.
have been drawn.
We'll do a whole deep dive on that one time.
We have to become investigative journalists here in the Cleveland market.
Yeah, I think we'd be great
to expose this story.
Big J Journos. Be the Big J Journos.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Short for journalism.
I know, I get that. I follow you.
Big J Journos.
So anyway, Beauty School Dropout.
I had one more thing to say.
I would give them another chance. I would go see them at smaller.
I think it'd be fun.
I think they'd fill that out a lot more, and I think they'd sound a lot better.
I think it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Just think, Mark, he's invested, and one day he's gonna sell them to an investor, like a Saudi and Arabian venture capital company.
Yeah.
Like,
Right, it's just a commodity. Right?
This was a great investment.
So moving on to Turnstile.
Yep.
No
Saudi Arabian investors.
No. There's a lot of hype on Turnstile for me. A good friend of the podcast, Sebastian, really talked them up to me a while ago. And he saw them, was talking about how great of a show it is. So I had high hopes. I went in, I was expecting to be blown away. And I like to take care of my hearing. So I wear those high fidelity eargasm earplugs. Ethan does not. Ethan has a lot of hearing left to lose. I do not. I need to hang on to every little bit of hearing I have left.
You would think I lost a bet, and my punishment was lose all hearing you can, based on what happened that night.
And yeah, you would have gotten your prize.
Yeah.
Sure. Because Turnstile was so overmodulated, so loud, unbelievably loud, where you couldn't differentiate the songs. What was good, just any of the musicality of their songs, which on the album is very good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that they do a nice job on the album. But the singer, man, his cues were perfect. He was, if there was a certain beat, he was jamming along with it. He's jumping on the beat. He's doing all kinds of things on stage. He had fantastic stage presence.
He's great.
I was really impressed with stage presence because not everybody does that. Some bands, they pace back and forth or they stand still and they do nothing. This guy, he was into it, and which is awesome because night after night doing the same thing and being into it and hitting those cues is not easy. So that I was really impressed with, and I like the album. I did not enjoy the live show. It was just too much. I mean,
yeah.
And I wouldn't even chalk that up to just me being old and wanting the music to be turned down a little bit. It was just loud. But thankfully, those earplugs, it made it sound better because it sort of muffles out some of that noise, that overmodulation.
Mm-hmm.
But you and Nick, man, you guys got
we took
a
it
real earful.
We took it raw.
Yeah.
And
at one point, Nick actually got up and left. And
I don't think Nick would have enjoyed it if the audio was different, though.
I don't think so either. I mean, he's not as into music as we are.
And they're a lot. Like, they're very different.
They are different.
I like Turnstile a lot, so they were a big selling point for me when we invested in seeing the show. I was like, well, I kind of get, two concerts for one, so this makes sense. And I still found a way to enjoy the set, despite the fact that not only were my ears hurting, but it was hurting my already hurting face. Like I was feeling it in the holes in my mouth. Like it was just a lot.
That raw nerve ending.
Yeah, just it was just dry.
Just like kind of tingles back and forth.
Drying my sockets. And because I already knew the songs, like I could make out what the melodies were and I could appreciate the rhythm. If I didn't have that foundation with them, it would have been
rough.
I may have actually got up like Nick because I was.
And there were people around us too that left during the set. There were people around us that when the set was over, they were all like, big sigh of relief. Because I don't think many people enjoyed the set.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because I think they're a good band.
They're a great band. They've been on a freaking roll since their 2021 album. They were Grammy nominated. They've gotten a lot of well-deserved pop over the last 2 years. They've built up quite a following, and I think they would have had a chance to garner some more fans last week in Cleveland if it weren't for the audio engineering
issues. Yeah, bummer.
Yeah, but I definitely will want to see them when they come back around to Cleveland.
Yeah, I'd go again.
Yeah,
just to see. I like going to see bands a couple times. Like I've been kind of collecting my second up on some bands recently, and it's cool to compare, especially smaller bands, from where they start the first time around to now a year later or 18 months later, how they've changed.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be cool to do that comparison. And actually, I'm going to do that comparison with Blink from last Tuesday. And then I'm going to see them at When We Were Young in October. So I think Cleveland was their 5th show on the tour.
Yeah,
because they had some canceled dates early on.
Mm-hmm.
And then When We Were Young, I think is their last.
Close to.
Or maybe last before they go to Europe. I don't remember. But it's like towards the very, very end. So it'll be cool to see if the sets are slightly different, if the antics are still kind of crazy and fun.
If Tom's doing the same 2 dances.
If Tom's doing the same 2 dances, which are good dances, better dancing than I can do, for sure. So I'm not faulting him at all.
You're selling yourself short.
No,
but
really
you are big on the comps. I'm yet to do that. I don't think I've seen anybody twice.
Yeah, because you bailed on, or not bailed, but you told me up front you didn't want to go to Arrows in Action, which was
I pre-bailed. Yeah.
Which that was our first concert together.
Mm-hmm.
Arrows in Action and 2 other really weird bands that opened for them.
There's no World or Ride. It was not a core memory, so I can't remember.
Yeah. One of the bands was like Noise. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget the other one.
I will be seeing my first repeat this year, at the very least. It's a foreshadow to a future video, but I'll see Matchbox 20.
Oh, yeah.
For the second time.
Yeah.
I think that's it, though, unless they go to a festival. But won't bore everybody with those details of my poor memory.
Right.
But yeah, Turnstile, all in all, fans of the band, look forward to seeing them again, but a little bummed that don't think that they made a lot of new fans in Cleveland, but that's not on.
But you know what? The night before and the night after could have been perfect. It could have just been Cleveland, the acoustics, the sound engineer. I don't know.
They just knew we were there.
Yeah.
They just knew Nick was there.
That's right.
They really bullied him.
Yeah, they did. No, he left and he got me another drink, so I was happy.
Yeah, you were like, so glad
I'm glad you hate this band.
I like when you don't like stuff. as if we needed like our 8th beer.
Yeah. We had a good time.
So after the Turnstile set, I think you ran up, you did a bathroom.
Yeah, you have to do the pre-set bathroom break because you don't want to leave mid-set.
And I was thinking, I'm good. And then all of a sudden, I wasn't good.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I was like an old man in the middle of the night. Like, oh wow! I just didn't want, to like. I didn't want to be watching Avengers: Infinity War and have to go
Right.
midway to the bathroom. So it's like, let's just get this out of the way, because you start to sense like this is taking a little while to set things up. We've got more time than we originally thought.
Right.
So we're able
It's a
to
good call. Always a good call.
get to the bathroom. There was a lot of funny conversation about all the small things in the bathroom.
Was there?
There was a woman in the bathroom, and I thought I was hallucinating and seeing like the rabbit again. I just like walk in, there's just a woman like waiting by the stall. It's like
At the urinal? Or at the stall? Of the stall.
not at the urinal. Not at the urinal, Matthew. My gosh.
Yeah.
And then
Anyway.
And then we're up there, so it's like, let's just grab a drink. So I look around, survey the area, look for the quickest line possible, and then I get in the
And then
longest.
you pick the
longest line possible. The line where there's like a poor arthritic man working it, and they're making him pour out every beer. They can't serve it to you.
Yeah, they wouldn't even serve a bottle of water. They had to pour a plastic bottle of water out into another plastic cup.
And you know that happens.
And you know that cup and that bottle is ending up in the Pacific Ocean somewhere.
But you know that only happens because Cleveland effed up at some point. It started
At multiple points.
They're like
Nickel beer night.
The Jaguars
2000
game.
Yeah,
I was there.
I was there too.
Oh yeah. Oh, Cleveland
Yeah.
stuff. Woo! Cleveland stuff.
Cleveland stuff.
Hey, if you know, you know.
That's right.
But yeah, there's a reason. We ruined it. So
Yeah.
now we gotta have a poor arthritic man pour out every craft beer.
Can't throw that cup too far.
So
you
I'm-
can throw a half full bottle pretty far.
Oh, very far.
Yeah.
And where we were sitting,
Yeah.
could have fucking dinged up Mark.
That's
Real
true.
bad.
Yeah.
Well,
Which we would've.
Mark was on the other side. Tom, so
Tom,
could have
yeah.
nailed Tom.
Yeah.
So sweating it out in this craft beer arthritic line, and you start hearing some noises outside, and man, I start sweating.
Yeah.
I can't.
I was down there.
There-
already.
yeah.
I don't mess around. I know what's going on. See, I also surveilled for the shortest beer line, and I got in the shortest beer line. And it was
Hey,
also, I wish I would have stayed in the longest beer line because the crappy beer I got was not worth it.
Well, you check your mail today because
I did.
your gold star came. Congratulations on knowing what to do.
Yeah.
'Cause while you were having a great time sitting there,
We've learned some things over these shows that we've been going to.
groping yourself, being so happy that you're down there and Nick and I weren't. We're up there sweating it out.
Yep.
But we got our 3 beers, which was really a confusing thing because you can only order 2 at once. And I was like, Nick, what do you want? He's like, I can't do that. I need to get 2 beers. I was like, okay. So then we get up to the guy and I was like, we need a beer. He's like, y'all together? No. You've been talking for like the last 5 minutes. We're not.
He's just a random guy.
I'm sorry, I'm arthritic and I don't know what's going on. And I was like, sorry, there's just too much nuance here to explain.
Yeah.
And then he eventually just dropped it. And speaking of dropping it, when we get back,
Yeah.
we get back to our seats.
So we were just sitting in our seats between the set changes, and in walks a couple that Nick knew, and have seats right behind us. I ran into more people at that blink-182 show that I know than I have probably in the last 5 years just out and about in Cleveland combined.
At a certain point, I started to think that you were paying these people to be here. So I was
I had to
thinking
prove
it's
that I had other
mathematically
friends.
not possible that he has this many people here. This is all power play on
It
his
is.
part.
Yeah.
But
And it worked.
Nick, being ever so gracious, bought those 2 beers for his friends, which he was ready to hand deliver until
The set started. The whole arena goes dark. They start painting the smiley face and a really cool graphic on the screen. The music's coming up and they're walking on, and Nick's just holding these beers. And they played the first 2 songs, and then I think during family reunion, Nick must have gotten this bright idea. I'm just gonna step on the chairs and hand these to my friends.
And those chairs were dicey.
Those chairs were dicey. They were folding chairs. They weren't even like arena chairs. They were folding chairs. And yeah, he took a spill and literally spilled one of the beers.
But he saved one.
He did save one.
I have no idea how.
Yeah, I don't either.
No, like
I thought for sure he broke his ankle.
like a knee or something. We were surrounded by concrete.
Yeah.
It was just.
We could have just passed those beers. I'm sure we could have motioned,
Yeah, they were like 6 seats down at that point.
They were.
It would have taken so much collaboration.
Yeah.
And we were.
Better than a broken ankle.
Overboard was about to start playing.
Yeah.
People weren't going to be having that.
Yeah.
And he went overboard.
Yeah.
He did.
Literally.
Did you have a moment where you're like, he's seriously injured? The night just changed. My life just changed.
I was a little worried for a moment there.
I definitely had a moment where I was like, he's seriously injured, but I don't know how to help.
Because he was like sprawled out over like 4 chairs. Anyway, it was a nice gesture.
The nicest gesture, and he saved one, and he got it.
And he still delivered it.
He did.
Yeah.
What a gentleman.
Yeah.
But you were describing the video screen behind them, this incredible setup that they had. Kind of like the stage itself, not too huge, circular, right?
Yeah, right.
And then big video screen that's like the length.
But it was like a 2-tiered video screen where it was like one screen was up closer and the bottom screen was back further, so it could have more depth perception, field of vision. I don't know, but it was really cool. They were able to play different things on the top and on the bottom that made it look bigger than it actually was.
I didn't perceive that depth at all.
Oh, wow.
So
you really missed out.
Your second golden stars in the middle.
Thank you. Thank you. They also did a cool job with different blow-up props. I mean, they had one of the ambulance with the nurse on it from Enema of the State, and the bunny was driving, and it kind of floated around. And then they had another big bunny that blew up and was kind of over the screens. And they also had Travis up on a platform.
Yeah, they chained it up.
Above, they raised it above probably 30 feet. It was 20 feet.
I say at least 20. Yeah, it was significant.
Yeah.
And the bunny came out for a little bit, but went quickly back to the janitor's closet to cool down.
Yeah. 5 minutes of performance, 10 minutes of cool down.
And, the first, I think it was 5 songs, just
it blew by.
All killer, no filler.
Yeah.
I mean, what we had.
Was that some 41 reference in a blink-182 episode?
Oh, I mean, come on, man. They're dying. Give them a break. They're in hospice right now.
Sad. I'm calling it quits.
But gosh, we had Anthem Part 2 out there. We had Family Reunion. We had Overboard in there. It was just an incredible way to start.
I don't know what other songs I could have asked them to play. I mean, they played everything that I would want them to play. I mean, naturally, I'd love to hear every song live.
Mm-hmm.
But of their entire discography, I think they expertly picked the songs to play.
Yeah, it was a very strategically laid out, 25 song
25
playlist?
songs, yeah.
The first 5 songs are ones that pretty much everybody knows.
Oh, yeah.
But they still covered several different albums within those 5. It wasn't like, let's just focus the first 5 on our 2 most commercially or 3 most commercially successful albums and whatever. They had those 5 songs, start off huge energy, crowds singing all the words. And then the next 4 to 5 songs, you had things like Dysentery Gary and Reckless Abandon. Great songs, but these are album songs. These weren't singles, right? But it was still enjoyable, but it let you catch your breath a little bit. And I thought that was really smart, really strategic. They never lost the crowd at any point.
No, I don't. Everybody was engaged the entire time. Mm-hmm. I mean, everybody was taking videos, pictures. I mean, people were it was just every song. I could have just held my phone up and recorded the entire set. I mean, it was just hit after hit.
Mm-hmm. And then they get past that phase. We were like, oh, this is nuts. This is crazy. There must not be much left. And then they go, I got to get this right because it's just an unbelievable stretch. the most unbelievable stretch they go into. From song 16 onward, I mean, this is Always, Down, Bored to Death, which, fun fact about Bored to Death is their longest charting song on the Billboard alternative rock charts ever, of any of their songs.
Wow.
All the Small Things, I Miss You,
And that was
charted longer. This is in
that's
2016.
That's California,
Yeah.
right? And that's not even an album that Tom is on.
Yeah. I think it probably speaks to the state of rock / alternative rock at the time more than anything, right? Because I don't.
I mean, it's a really
It's
good
a fantastic song, but it's not the definitive.
Yeah, is it more popular than All the Small Things?
No. No, not like the long run. Not by like, if you look at all-time streams or anything.
Yeah.
It just surprised me that it was the longest charting when you compared to those other songs, but a lot more competition back then.
Yeah, true.
So Bored to Death, I Miss You. They're right into Adam's song,
I know.
the Blink song that matters most to us.
Yeah.
That a young Matthew listened
You
to.
spoiled it.
Oh, I think I
I
mentioned
know
it
we
already.
already spoil it.
Double spoil. Ghost on the Dance Floor, which it's pretty cool that I feel like
deeper track.
that song has a bit of a cult following, despite being from their 2019 offering, I want to say. I might have gotten that wrong. But Ghost on the Dance Floor? I thought that was a fairly recent one. We just have phones
from
around, and then we just search things.
The most recent album, right?
That one was from that was from Neighborhoods,
Oh, Neighborhoods.
2011.
Oh,
I got that way wrong.
Yeah.
That's about as bad as my knowledge on Van Halen. Listened to a Van Halen pod the other day. You'll be very proud of my knowledge. No, I'm more of a Van Hagar guy though. So anyways,
it's okay.
What's My Age Again? First Date? All the Small Things? And then Damn It? It was...
I mean, they really brought you back in with a lot of heavy hitters right at the end. I mean, encore songs.
I like how they're like, this is our encore.
Yeah.
They didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Our encore is beginning now.
We just want to get... Yeah, because I think Mark at one point was like, this is going to be our last song. And then they played the song. I forget which one it was. And then, all right, now we're going to start the encore. I'm like, no, keep it the last song. And now they did the encore.
It was just an unbelievable set, man.
Yeah.
Like they sounded so good. I thought Tom and Mark vocally sounded so
vocally
good.
Great. Antics, perfect. I mean, they were just as immature and funny and practical jokers as I was hoping they'd be.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It was just a lot of fun.
Yeah. It was an unreal time. It didn't even feel real for most of it.
It seemed like it went so fast, and maybe I was just so focused in on what was going on that my mind just didn't have time to drift and be like, oh, what time is it? Oh, my feet are hurting. Oh, let's go. I was in it the whole time.
Mm-hmm. I also don't want to mull over how great Aliens Exist was.
Oh yeah,
the crowd was so into that. They had a whole
lasers
show
and
for that.
spaceships and a lot of the cryo smoke coming up. I mean, it was really cool.
It's cool to hear Dumpweed.
Yeah,
Makes me think of our good pal Snowy Elliott.
yeah,
Reminiscing on American Pie and Blink-182.
Yeah,
they covered the full discography, which is a testament to how they've maintained a certain quality all these years.
yeah. I think they've been consistent the entire span of their career for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other standout memories from the set?
I don't think so. I mean, I think we pretty much hit every angle of the show. I mean, set design was great. Song selection was great. Audio quality was great. I mean, I don't know. I can't really think of any other base to cover.
Yeah. A couple questions for you.
Sure.
If you want people to think that you're a hardcore Blink fan, what do you tell them is your favorite Blink song?
Me personally,
Yeah. If that was your goal,
uh,
what would you tell them to make them think like, wow, this guy, he's a hardcore. And if you need a second to
yeah, that's a
phone
tough
search.
question. I mean, what is my favorite, like a song that encapsulates who Blink-182 is? Like somebody doesn't know Blink-182.
Well, it's not. I mean, that's not the goal though. You just want. You're probably telling this to a hardcore Blink fan.
Oh,
If you want them to think that
posture
you're
right
like
there.
the most hardcore Blink
Yeah.
fan. Yeah, oh, yeah, you're
Which
hardcore.
were
In this scenario,
we are-
you're a hardcore posture. You are nerd-coring out, and you are trying to cement yourself as the preeminent Blink fan in this scenario. What are you going to do to cement yourself? What are you going to say? What are you going to choose?
Huh. I don't know. It's a tough, really, really tough question.
I'll just throw out one, like, or even just an idea. I think you'd have to go back to the early days.
That's
it would
kind of
be-
where I was going.
It would be too obvious to say Carousel. You'd want to find like a deep cut on Buddha or Cheshire and go with that, and then really like, puff your chest out.
Yeah.
Be like, yeah, that's my favorite. What's yours? I like I Miss You. It's like, oh. And then you're basically like 10 feet tall in that moment, and they're so small.
Yeah.
You absolutely won that exchange. You are the preeminent Blink-182.
Yeah. Hmm.
What about, let's reverse it. You want to come off as the most surface level Blink-182 fan. What song would you have to say for the hardcore fan to be like, oh, this conversation is over?
I mean, you'd have to go with something like really new. Like I would probably say like Edging.
Oh yeah,
I heard the song on the
Hear me
radio.
hear me out.
Changed my life.
And I heard there was like a ticket giveaway.
Yeah.
I called in immediately because in 2023 I listened to terrestrial radio. That's something that I do.
Yeah.
In 2023, I
That's what
called
all
the
the
radio
hardcore
shows.
fans do.
You're total surface level, bro. You're a cash. You're a cash.
Not a knock on Edging. I think Edging is a good song. But
Right. It would come off as like a little like, oh, you're new here.
Yeah.
Like, have you heard anything else that they've done?
There's an album called Enema of the State. Wow.
From what?
I'll have to check that out.
From what year?
Isn't that classic rock?
Yeah. Oh, maybe my dad's got that in his
Yeah.
Spotify or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. As if dad uses Spotify. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Does your dad use music?
XM.
Yeah.
It's about as good as it gets. But XM is no better than terrestrial radio.
Yeah.
They only play the same 10 songs
Yeah.
ever, too. It's so annoying.
Their tagline still music from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and now. But when they say now, they're referring to 1991.
Yeah. And it's the same songs over and over and over again.
It's just Bruce Hornsby all day. Sounds amazing.
I don't know. I mean, really.
I think you nailed it with Edging, though. I'll say that.
As far as like a poser, quote unquote poser type song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Asking
it's
for a friend.
it's also a song that's like bringing new fans in. And I think it's a good song for bringing new fans in.
Mhm.
We just had this discussion about what a band should play to approach their fans. And we were talking about that with Coheed.
Mhm.
You know, what we think they should have done. No, not
As
to our
us,
super fans.
they're
The
huge.
Coheed super
They're huge fans.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I think Edging, I wouldn't ever take the attitude of, Edging, or whatever song.
You got
Yeah.
something against Edging?
Well, welcome to the club. Welcome to the fandom, right? Like, you should check out these other songs.
Yeah.
And these other albums. And check out their live album. And, you know,
Yeah, dude, I'm pro Edging.
pro Edging.
What about albums?
Well,
I know
I
you've
think-
said that you love Enema the most,
Enemas, yeah.
but you're
There's no
also
doubt.
a huge 2000s emo guy. They take more of an emo turn with self-titled in 03, 04.
They definitely do, yeah.
So is that like your number two?
I don't know. I think Take Off Your Pants is probably
Yeah.
my number two. I mean, there's just so many good songs on that.
Mhm.
And, you know, high school humor. I love the name of that album.
Mhm.
It's Take Off Your Pants and Your Jacket. You know?
Yeah, there's like there's an
the double
implication.
entendre, Take Off Your Pants and Jacket.
It's pretty good.
I love it. I loved it when I was 17. I love it now.
I love to know that your humor hasn't aged
It
one day.
really has.
You're ageless. What moisturizer do you use?
I'm ageless in my humor alone.
It's beautifully done. You're Benjamin Buttoning your humor,
Yeah.
moving backwards in time. You're only going to find these jokes funnier as you get older.
It's true. So yeah.
Trying to think of anything else to grill you with. What do you think the rabbit is about, if you had to theorize? Without doing any research at all, which usually like a podcast would call for, but
Why?
not
Why would
us.
we do that? I don't know. I mean, I can't really link it to any of their songs. I mean, it's got to be something personal.
Does it have to be? They say 182 has no meaning.
I don't know if I buy that either, though. I mean, there's so many theories about that we covered. I don't know if I'd buy it.
Like one of them
How
had
do you pull out 182?
It's pretty easy to name a number. Try it.
Yeah. Blink 723.
Well, you just did it. Third gold star in the mail.
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe they had a pet rabbit. Maybe they had 3 rabbits
Maybe.
in their backyard.
Maybe.
3 like sizable 20-pound white rabbits.
Maybe. You never know.
I don't know. Just seems like, you know, someone like you who appreciates rabbits could maybe appreciate their appreciation
Sure,
for
yeah.
rabbits. Can you just appreciate that?
Yeah. That's why the rabbit stuffed animal thing is on my bedside table, not in the drawer, hidden away.
It's actually, for me, it's on the stairs right now, which is a bit of a holding area. It's a bit degrading.
We'll see if it's there when you get back home.
Yeah. We'll see.
So anyway.
Babe, I think I misplaced my rabbit. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
I haven't seen it.
Any final thoughts on our momentous experience, our core memory formed May 16th, 2023 at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse?
I think we did the day right. I mean, I think that we covered a lot of bases. We had just a very nice day.
You're right. It was a nice day because it was a horrible night.
Yeah.
I went home. My ears were ringing. My face was swollen. I don't think I slept. But it was one of those things where I wouldn't trade it, you know?
I think it was our best concert experience so far. At least I think it was.
That's because you didn't go to Petey.
Yeah. Well,
Mark and Petey, I like this. They're cool.
are they?
Well,
so is my neighbor, Petey. My neighbor's friend in Petey.
one day.
One day.
But yeah, Petey was on Mark's radio show.
Oh yeah.
Not terrestrial radio, but like
Oh,
Apple
well, then I
radio.
won't listen to it.
It's not quite XM. It's not quite It's like
If it's not terrestrial.
that's how you get all your concert tickets. You do all these radio giveaways. You're the only caller.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long's the wait? You're on. You're on air. Oh my god.
Again. You just won tickets yesterday.
Long time listener. 12th time calling today.
And I've won 12 times.
Yeah. Here's your tickets to May Halls. Just get out of here, kid. Thanks.
So yeah, I don't think I have any other final thoughts. Do you?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Well, thanks for tuning in to this episode. That's about it, right?
You don't want me to come back or anything?
Oh yeah, make sure you come back. I'm bad at the sign off and the sign on, so I don't know why you passed that torch to me.
I don't know. That'll be just fun. Let
Ethan,
you go for it.
Take it away.
Well,
Play us out.
that wraps up another episode of the Hold My Spot podcast. We appreciate you stopping by. Please drop by again. We'll hold the spot for you. See ya.